Hi, everybody. I'm Jones.
And I'm Mann. And we're Jones and Mann. And we're just coming to you today. We're jonesing on this question. So we've been doing this thing a little over a year. And I'm often confronted with the question, do people's flavor profile change? What you like, what you don't like. Which, of course, I think is an easy answer to say, well, yeah, maybe. But it depends. So I said, let's just get together, pour us up something, and talk about just that question. So I guess first answer, I say yes. Do you think people's flavor profile changes?
I think your flavor profile does change, but it's a lot of factors that also go into it.
Okay.
Um, One, I think, is education.
Okay.
So the more things you learn about what you're drinking, the more you learn about what you like and what you dislike.
Okay.
And then it's just experiences, you know, very similar to life in general. So
Okay.
the more you experience, and sometimes it is just, blowing your budget on one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have a friend that blows budgets on shots or something like that.
Are you saying it's me?
You do blow your budget on shots. If you have a chance to have somebody, and I always tell my nieces this, I tell them all the time. I'm like, if you're at a bar and some guy wants to buy you a drink and there is some high-end drink that you've never had, point it out. And if it's horrible, you pay zero for it.
You just teaching them the game. Teaching them the game.
I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to spell out the game?
Hey, it don't affect me anymore. But I'm just saying, some poor unsuspecting guy's gonna get. I know someone who ended up paying $60 for a drink.
Yeah.
One drink, one daiquiri at the Cleveland there. I think it was a Cleveland in Miami. Them big drinks that be super pricey. He got suckered, but hey
man.
Sometimes being nice don't pay.
Hey, if you want a ball, don't be on a budget.
Don't be on a budget. You better say, look, you can have one vodka cranberry. So I agree. And what really made me think about it was I started this process with a couple things in mind. One, I didn't really like bourbon. I was trying to get into bourbon. Eagle Red was just like, my other end of the spectrum for me. But I went and played poker with some friends one night, and they had a bottle of Eagle Red. It had been open for a while, so we learned that, as things sit and rest for a little bit, the profile does change. But I also think that with us, with me especially, trying so many different bourbons, forcing myself into that I'm like, okay, well, I felt like they were all were bad. It forced me to really, say, all right, well, taste it, see what you like about it, see what you don't like about it. And then I think my palate became a little more accommodating to it. The second thing that really made me say it changes is scotch.
Yeah.
Which I've said, hey, I don't like scotch. I don't like any of the scotches. No. But then the more we've done this, where we haven't done a lot of scotch episodes, we usually run the other way when scotch comes about. But I think we've had like the Abunda, the Abalur, which was a good scotch. Like I would probably drink that. Price is the one thing that would probably break me off from drinking it. And the McClellans that I showed you.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's what it said. That was good. So I think that there are which is not Scotch, but it's Japanese whiskey, the Cura, which I don't think you like the Cura, but I like the Cura. So I think that the more we try things, I don't know if it's we go taste bud blind or do we go taste bud open.
I think it's more taste bud open.
Okay.
And I say I think it's more tasteful and open because it gives your because it retrains your brain.
Yeah.
And so many people will say they like something simply because it might be their best friend's favorite.
Yeah. Or what they've always had, what they've always drank.
Or what they've always had, or just any random thing that makes them like it.
Yeah. This is what my dad drank, and this is what I could always sneak in the house.
Right.
So this is what I love, kind of deal.
Right.
Yeah, that definitely happens a lot.
It happens a lot, and that's a large portion of how most people never branch out. And then some people are so afraid of the price points of a lot of these liquors.
Yeah.
So for me, and you know, when we started, I've always been $50. I'm not paying $50 for blah blah blah, and now it's like for a lot of things, it's like just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
And I don't say that as to say, you know,
you're rich or
I'm rich or anything, but
I put it in this context. I love you, Mom, but growing up, my mac and cheese was you cook the noodles, you rip off the little packet, you pour the cheese in there, and you whip it up. Put a little salt, pepper. That mac and cheese was bomb. You could cook it yourself. You enjoyed it. It was fantastic. No one could tell you that mac and cheese wasn't where it was at. But then my sister, my oldest sister, kind of moved closer to us. And she made mac and cheese in like a pan. And it was all baked in with all these kind of cheeses. And she wanted to throw an egg in there. And you were cutting it like cake. And I was like, ugh, I don't really want that. And then I had that with her slice. And I was like, yo, that box mac and cheese is garbage. Well, you know, this is terrible. But in both phases, you enjoyed both of those things separately. But when you had the two things to compare to each other, your taste buds evolved and changed. You just like your mom always made the best so and so, or so and so always made the best pie, or whatever. And then you try a different version of it, and you're like, whoa, this is completely changed. So I think it's the same thing with like. I think about my love of rums. It used to be Bacardi. That was all I knew of rums, and I really didn't love rum like that. And then I tried Zaya, and I was like, this is where it should be. And then it changed, and I kept trying to search and find that. And with trying different rums, I was like, oh, well, I thought I only liked the vanilla flavoring, or mostly sweet, but here's a barrel age that I like about it. And I find that kind of enjoyable. So I think that one thing I've got the most out of what we've done, is, other than a huge collection of bottles, which I kind of pretty much, I would say it's grown, but I always had a good collection of bottles anyway, that the experience of trying different things has made me say, well, I still say I don't like scotch. I still say I don't like gin. But even this year, I'm starting to be like,
let's revisit some gin.
Let's revisit. I used to say I don't like rye whiskey, but there's been several ryes that I've enjoyed.
I'm still whistling from that pig, buddy.
Yeah. And E.H. Taylor's a rye, right?
There is a rye rendition of it.
Okay, well, maybe I'm thinking something different. But it's just this. I suggest you guys. We love that you watch and that you kind of enjoy and comment. We love the banter back and forth. But I also challenge you guys to try new things. We hope that Jones and I kind of give you our flavor profile so that you can kind of say, okay, well, you know, I may like this version, which is more man-like, or I may like this version, which is more Jones-like. But hopefully that throughout the course of the year that you at least venture out and try something that you probably would not have tried. Because I'm telling you, it has completely changed. We were talking about it earlier today when we started. I guess we were going to shoot and drink and blah, blah, blah. That we are alcohol snobs.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
If your bar is not stocked, We're like, oh well, I'd rather not even drink. And it's not bad. It's not bad. We're not snob like horty. It's just that we've tried so many good things that it's hard to go back to Gilby's when you've had a effing or you've had a hanger.
And that's we laughed about that the last time we were out.
Yeah.
Like, we were looking in the bar like, so let's just get our food and go back to the house.
We got better look at the house.
We got much better look at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing that, and I've laughed most of the time that you were talking about it when you talked about the Zaya, and when you initially found the basket weave Zaya, and you just kept texting me, "Hey Jones, you gotta try this, And as soon as I came up, you poured me a glass, and I was like, "Yeah, wow, you found a rum killer." And unfortunately, now we can't get it.
Yeah, we can't get it.
I don't know what Zaya did, but
I think we found a new rum that we love.
Oh yeah. You ain't got to come see what time. Hey guys, pick at me, laugh at me, but until you try it, and once you do try it, you'll see why we get geeked up about it.
Yeah.
I laugh about it when I think of how geeked up I got when we tried the effing.
Yeah.
How good it was.
Yep. And then you'll see. I keep a steady stash of effing because that is my regular.
Yeah.
And when we find something that we like,
we keep.
We
repeat, and we that's just one of the things we put out for everyone else to enjoy. And once I can get my hands on that Seawatan rum on a regular basis, I will put it out for everybody to enjoy.
Right now, we've been holding on to the stash. Just kind of sip just a little bit.
Yeah. But until then, that is like hidden behind the shelf. Please do not go into my hiding places as you come to the cookouts.
The other thing that I thought about going through this is that there's a lot of conversation around high proof. Like that's more so in the bourbon world.
Yeah.
High proof. And I had a conversation with someone about that. I believe, and this is just my thoughts, is that once you go high proof, I feel like it's kind of like if you got somebody who likes spicy food and they eat spicy food all the time, and you have that dish and you say, okay, well, this is spicy, and they go, ooh, this is hot, ooh, this is hot, and the first time they eat it, it's fiery, it's hot, but if they eat that all the time, they get to a point where it's not hot and spicy anymore. And you might come behind and be like, "Ooh, that is fine." Now I'm
eating this.
This is nothing, that kind of deal. So I think that happens a lot of times when we go overproof, when we're drinking those high proof bourbons all the time. That I feel like almost like you kind of dull your taste buds a little bit. So my question was, one, did you kind of feel that way? And then two, do you think it's a good idea to kind of have seasons for what you drink? So like if people always say, rum is a summertime thing, and maybe bourbon and whiskeys are more wintertime. Is it good to kind of cycle things in like that so that your palate doesn't get so used to something that you don't enjoy it anymore? What do you guys think?
Yeah. What do you guys think? And two, I think there are enough. If you are a diehard bourbon drinker, there's enough range in that category to say, okay, well, I won't drink a higher proof. You can find something in between to kind of keep
the dibble and dabble.
Yeah, the dibble and dabble, and stay safe. Same with rum, vodkas.
I think it's the more I do this, if you sat in front of me, I could pick a hanger from an Absolute or from a Tito's. Now, some of those would be harder for me to pick, but some of those ones that have distinctive flavor, like Hanger, like Effin, I'm trying to think of other ones that we got. There are some that I could just say, oh well, you could set them in front of me, blindfold, whatever taste test, and this is Hanger.
Yeah, I think the ones that for vodka, if we're going just unflavored vodkas, the ones that would be hardest for me to distinguish against would be the Hanger and the Effin. and the absolute elix that we tried.
Well, see, I kind of feel like I could taste all three of those.
Well, the reason why it would be so difficult now, if I'm doing a neat shot, maybe, but they're also so clean tasting.
Yeah.
That you really have to take your time and sip.
Yeah.
So if you just do that one shot, it's like
yeah. And then I would definitely have to. I mean, I wouldn't be like, oh, this is. And I couldn't do that, but I would have to kind of. But I feel like
sip in between.
I feel like I could go back and forth and tell you, okay, well, this one is, especially between Hanger, Effin, and Elix. I feel like I could tell you those three.
Yeah. But then you have like when you can start dabbling to the flavored vodkas, you'll say,
yeah, okay, well, once you go flavored, it's...
Well, you can always tell like a Ciroc versus something else because their flavor profiles are a little different.
Right, true.
And then the sweetness of it,
I think it would give it away.
Yeah, so there are some good telltale signs. So overall, do you feel like we've answered the question of does your flavor profile change?
Well, I think for me, my response is still the same, that yes. And I think you're saying that you agree. And I'll throw it out to you guys. What do you think? Do you still drink the same thing that you drank
when you were 21?
21. Or, years ago. Yeah. Do you find that the more you drink the same thing, like, because I know people who drink Hennessy. They only drink Hennessy. That's it. That's all. That's it.
And I feel sorry for them.
I do too, because while Hennessy has its place, I think even in the world of cognac, there's so many other things that are better. Yeah. So I would say yes. I think that for us, we feel like yes, it's different. So you guys tell us in the comment what you think. Do you think your profile changes? And then the second thing, do you feel that you should have a spirit of seasons or a season of spirits? Yeah. Do you think that is gin a summer? I've heard people say gin is a summertime thing. Rum is a summer. Do you think that you should have seasons in that capacity? Or do you just, hey, look, I like rum, I drink rum all year long, which is, I feel like either way, whatever you feel is perfectly all right. I just toyed with the idea of that if you switch it up throughout the year, then you have a better chance of, I guess, burning out. It's like you don't eat pizza every single day.
Yeah, you can't become stagnant.
Can't become stagnant, yeah, for sure. So, what do you think? Any closing thoughts?
All this kind of makes me think of, you remember when we were in college and this is the first time we've actually done this and it's been recorded.
Yeah.
But this is not our first venture of just going into the liquor store,
picking a bottle. Bottles. Yeah. So every Friday we would go in. There was like 8 of us, and everybody would grab their own bottle. We'd come back to the room and we would, sip different ones and be like, oh, this is crap. You bought garbage this week or whatever.
Yeah. So this is still a growing moment for us.
It's a long time in the making. Yeah, Jones and Mann is a long time in the making. We should have a reunion to get
of all the sippers.
Sco and Jason and Dre and
which Q.
Some of them wouldn't even. They don't. Some of our folks don't do cameras and social media and stuff. But
unfortunately, guys, they're even more obscure than I am.
Yeah. So hey, this is what we do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. So you guys in the comments, tell us what you think. I think that we kind of explored a little bit, and I really feel like profiles change, and I kind of feel like maybe you switching it up is a good thing for us.
Like your draws. Hey man, I gotta get you sometimes, man.
Yeah, you got me with that one. Be sure to subscribe. Follow us on
Instagram,
Twitter, and Facebook.
Make sure you subscribe and click the bell, guys. You'll always get good laughs and good recommendations for us.
All right. This has been another episode of Jones and Mann. Click them and